in the room. If you could wait, there she is. Thank you, Holly, for all you do. We also want to recognize Frank Pikus, who's the CEO of Explorus. Thank you for all you do here at the site. I also want to recognize the DNR staff. There's too many here to name, so I'm not going to start to do that, but we have site staff, people from leadership, also our conservation police. And what they do every day is amazing, and I just want to thank them sincerely for what they do every day. We are delighted to welcome Governor Pritzker to Illinois Beach State Park this afternoon as we celebrate the completion of a pivotal project that will benefit this park and the people who love it for generations. Anyone who visited the hotel at this time last year would have seen barges out on the lake, holding heavy equipment and stones, working late into the night. If they'd gone to the North Point Marina at the north end of the park, they likely saw the bumper-to-bumper line of semis filled with sand, waiting to unload. I was here and got to witness that. This work occurred day and night for months on end. It was incredible to see, and it was a feat of logistical planning and cooperation. But what was the point of all this effort? Well, if you're in this room, you likely know about the wave activity and shoreline erosion that had caused the once large and pristine beach at this park to nearly vanish. The erosion threatened the unique landscape and habitat beyond the beach that makes this one specific place in the world so ecologically special. As the beach and shoreline diminished, so did the visitors and tourists who once flocked to this location in the summers. It was Governor Pritzker who recognized the irreversible consequences of doing nothing. He ensured the Illinois Beach Shoreline Stabilization Project was included in his Rebuild Illinois capital plan. This $73 million project is the largest capital investment in the history of the Illinois Department of Natural Resources, and for that we are grateful. Thank you, Governor Pritzker. And the benefits of this project are far-reaching. The shoreline and nearby habitat are more protected than ever from the powerful waves of Lake Michigan. Some of the unique natural communities found here are globally rare. Notably, this shoreline also protects Illinois' first nature preserve. We were here last year dedicating that 60-year anniversary. This project incorporates a variety of habitat features that include man-made, repurposed, and natural materials that will attract wildlife and provide the habitat needed for healthy populations. The beach has been restored, and word has already gotten out. The hotel saw an immediate uptick in beach events. In fact, Friday night there was a wedding here. Once the project was completed, we expect to see that there will be more campsite bookings and stays at the hotel as a result of this very project. And our friends in Zion and Winthrop Harbor and Beach Park, and thank you, mayors, for being here today with us, and other Lake County communities have yet another special experience to offer to tourists who come to this part of the state to relax with their friends and family. If you haven't been out to explore the beach yet, I invite you to do so. We'll have staff available today on the beach for tours and media interviews, so just let us know if you need help finding your way. And once again, I want to thank Governor Pritzker, as well as the Illinois Capital Development Board, Director Edwards is here with us today, that oversaw the project, the general contractor, Michaels Construction, and the state lawmakers, so many that are here with us today, who supported the Rebuild Illinois program and continue to support investments in state parks and IDNR. These things do not happen without that support. Now I'd like to invite Governor Pritzker to the microphone.
Good afternoon, everyone. What really, truly, it is a good afternoon. Look at how beautiful this is and how beautiful it will remain because of the work that has been done. I'm always happy to be back here in Zion, and especially so when we get to celebrate the preservation of such a treasured outdoor space. Illinois Beach State Park is one of the many natural beauties that make our state very special, with dunes and swales, sprawling marshes, forests of oak, and vast arrays of animal life and vegetation, and of course, the last remaining natural shoreline in Illinois. And I'm so proud and grateful that we could all come together to protect it. I first want to thank some of the many folks who have worked tirelessly to plan and execute this project. You already heard from Director Natalie Phelps-Finney, but I also want to recognize her for her leadership Heads of agencies don't go to all the projects that are being done by their agencies and worked on, but when you're head of the Department of Natural Resources and you care about all of the sites of the state and conservation, you do that, and that is what Director Finney has done, and her entire staff, really outstanding people who for many years have been understaffed and only recently have been increasing the number of staff and also focusing on all of our state parks and the projects that need to get done across Illinois. So thank you, Director Finney, for all the work that you do and all the people that are here from DNR. Director T.J. Edwards and the outstanding team at the Capital Development Board, you can imagine that when you pass a massive infrastructure bill in 2019, as we did, the number of projects that had been neglected for decades in Illinois that finally the state has gotten around to investing in, well, the Capital Development Board is the first in line to get the work done before anybody else can do anything. So I want to thank Director Edwards and the entire Capital Development Board and staff. My partners in the General Assembly, you know, when you send leaders to represent you, you get results. And so I want to thank Senator Mary Edley Allen and Representative Joyce Mason, who are here today, and their colleagues who made this possible. And I don't want to forget the folks at Michael's Construction and Living Habitats, because none of this gets done without the people who are actually working every single day late into the night, as was mentioned. Right here on the front lines of protecting this precious natural resource are some of the outstanding local leaders that you all know well. Lake County Board Chair Sandy Hart, Zion Mayor Billy McKinney, Winthrop Harbor Mayor Michael Bruno, Beach Park Mayor John Hucker, and a few others who aren't here. Lastly, I want to make a special mention of my friend, the former state senator, Melinda Bush, whose advocacy started years ago. She helped to secure the funding for this project. And sometimes when you leave office, having put in place all the elements that would be necessary to accomplish something, but you don't get to be there for the final unveiling of it all, but she is. And I just think it's important to recognize and thank her for her persistence and for making this a real priority. Yeah. The size and strength of this collective of leaders speaks to what a tall order this project was to begin with. Just a few short years ago, the natural lakefront was eroding, in some places at more than 100 feet per year, and there was a very real possibility that we could lose it forever. That would have put critical ecosystems at risk and also prevented so many visitors and local residents from enjoying all the beauty and recreation that the state park has to offer. But thanks to, again, many of the people in this room, both behind me and in front of me, Illinoisans will be able to visit this lakefront here for generations to come, and will keep this habitat and the local economy flourishing. Accomplishing all of that is an incredible feat in and of itself, but we didn't stop there, because when we do something in Illinois, we try to do it right, and this project marks the first one in the Midwest to achieve Waterfront Edge Design Guidelines Verification, WEDGE it's called, which recognizes and scores resilient, ecological, and accessible waterfront projects. Even further, independent specialists found it actually exceeded that verification, earning the gold standard for projects of this kind. And don't just take my word for it, ask the experts. The project earned the 2024 Best Restored Beach Award through the American Shore and Beach Preservation Association, and that is a testament to the incredible hard work and passion of the people who are here today. I'm always proud of our great state. I especially want us to lead. I always, in fact, whenever you see rankings of states for different things, and and Illinois isn't ranked at the top, I'm always thinking, how do we get to the top of that list? I'm a competitive sort, so the idea that we did a project here that has been recognized throughout the United States as the best, I think that's something we should all be proud of. So what does it mean? It means more families making cherished and lifelong memories, more visitors from across the state and around the world contributing to the local economy, more protection for our treasured ecosystem here. That's the impact that has been made by all of you. When the General Assembly and I worked to pass the Rebuild Illinois program back in 2019, much of the discussion was focused on infrastructure projects like roads and bridges and airports, which are important too, but rebuilding our natural infrastructure is just as vital to our economy and our future and to the families and children who will enjoy the benefits of it for generations. I want to thank you all for your tireless efforts to protect and revitalize our state parks, forest preserves, and our outdoor recreation opportunities. Because of the dedication, the energy, the passion of people in this room, Illinois is becoming the best state in the nation for conservation and outdoor recreation, and I'm very proud to be your partner in this work. And with that, I'll hand this podium over to, a powerful force in our efforts to rebuild Illinois, and that's the Director of the Capital Development Board, TJ Edwards. TJ?
I'm a little short. Well, good afternoon. I am absolutely excited and elated to be here to represent the Illinois Capital Development Board in this incredible honor to be together to celebrate the completion of the Illinois Beach State Park Shoreline Stabilization Project. And it is a tongue twister. Thank you, Director Finney and the Department of Natural Resources for your just continued collaboration, partnership, and leadership and advocacy for our state resources. I want to thank you for your partnership in getting us here to this day. I'd like to also thank our governor for his leadership and his advocacy for really identifying the need and going out and fighting for it on behalf of all of his constituents. And obviously we have to thank our Illinois General Assembly for passing the Rebuild Illinois Capital Program, the largest investment in infrastructure in the state's history. Rebuild Illinois, when you think about Capital Development Board, we always think about the vertical construction that we do, but this project really touched public parks. It touched the Illinois beach, which boasts amazing recreational opportunities and critical Lake Michigan ecology. With almost 700 active projects that our agency is responsible for leading for the state of Illinois, this beach project is entirely unique. It really set us apart and really allowed us to innovate. The design, build, delivery method has never been involved in a waterfront restoration project in Illinois until now. The project required collaboration with specialists in landscape architecture, geotechnical engineering, habitat and coastal design, and innovative construction solutions. The partners on this project, I'd be remiss to not mention, are American Surveying and Engineering LTD, Collins Engineering, Living Habitats LLC, Michaels Construction Incorporated, Moffitt and Nickel, Smith Group, and Wang Engineering. Can we get a round of applause for them? Thank you. And I want to do a special thank you to CDB's project manager, Mark Jones. Mark, wave your hand. Yes. Thank you, Mark, for your efficiency demonstrated on this project, for being a great collaborator and a team member in getting this project done. The scope of work of this project involved 22 offshore stone breakwaters in 3 locations within the park. As you look out there, you can see the breakwaters. The breakwaters reduce wave energy, which preserves the natural shoreline and combats ongoing erosion. The breakwaters are also designed to enhance the surrounding ecosystems by providing under and overwater habitat elements for native species. Despite its complexity, this project was completed successfully, under budget, with minimal delays, and that's a feat in itself. And last but not least, this project has been nationally recognized for enhancing biodiversity, repurposing available materials throughout construction, and creating a solution for shoreline resiliency. As our governor stated, really, Illinois is leading the effort in innovation and uniqueness in how we deliver and how we think about how we deliver our projects. And last but not least, an American visual artist, Andy Warhol, once said, "Land really is the best art." I'm proud that CDB and DNR took a small piece of that in preserving our art and our history. Thank you.
All right, let's see. I want to make sure, that's all right. Where are you? Mayor Billy McKinney.
What a blessing and an honor it is to be here this afternoon for this momentous occasion. As much as I would like to make a lot of comments, I have to say my esteemed colleague, Governor Pritzker, Director Finney, Nelson Finney, and Director Edwards, you took all my comments, so I don't have anything to say. It's always tough to follow up great speakers. I've been an admirer of all these heads of these agencies for such a long time. If that's Kamala Harris, tell her I'll call her back a little bit this afternoon. Just such an honor to be here and have this project take place here in our area. As a resident that has grown up here since well, some of my department heads would tell you that I was here before the lake was even formed. I like that. But to have this project and how it impacts our communities, the Northeast Illinois community, that sometimes as the mayor's here, we feel like over the years, maybe it's been forgotten. But with the legislation and the leadership of Governor Pritzker, we've seen great things happen here over the last 10 years. One of those is the breakwaters that have been installed, the 22, and let me tell you how they impact us. As I was listening to the presentation earlier, the breakwaters that have been installed, 22, before that, they impacted our water intake plant, which is on 17th Street. And how that affects the water that's distributed to Winthrop Harbor, to Beach Park, to Zion, and the marina, the North Point Arena, and to Wadsworth. So without that work being done, there was huge potential for our water supply to be disrupted. Hosa Park, one of our great treasures here in the city, I've watched over the last 10 years since I've been back, watched the boardwalk be washed out. A great place for everyone to come and look at birds and the wildlife in the area and just to enjoy the beach. One of the things that I try to do on a pretty regular basis is I come down to the lake and I'll buy a lunch at one of the local restaurants and come sit out in the parking lot and just look at the lake and look at the beauty. And it's something that we sometimes take for granted. And over the last 8 to 10 years, I've had the honor and privilege of working with the Mayor's Commission on Water Equity, as well as the Great Lakes St. Lawrence Cities Initiative, an initiative binational of over 300 cities that was formed to protect the Great Lakes and St. Lawrence waterways. Restoration of the beach fronts and the lake fronts is essential to us, the habitat that's here. and for all of the erosion. When you talk about 100 feet per year, I can go back to looking at Highway 173, which comes in from the toll road down to the lake. When I was growing up here many years ago, it went all the way down to the lake and there were restaurants and homes there. That's not the case anymore. So this summer, being able to come out to Illinois Beach State Park and look at our residents enjoying the lakefront and any event that we have here, I think sometimes we take this background for granted. And as I close on my remarks, I want everyone to think about this and how important this project is and what it means to conservation, not only for this area, but what we're doing in the state of Illinois. Look at the water shortages that are taking place out west now. And I can assure you that within the next 10 to 15 years, those people that are struggling with water supplies out west will start to move back to the Great Lakes area. In these projects like this, and protecting our water source, one of our most valuable, precious resources here in Lake Michigan and the Great Lakes area, we've got to continue that fight, because we're going to have people moving back here and wanting to enjoy the natural beauty that that Lake Michigan and the Great Lakes affords of all. So again, thank you to Governor Pritzker and the recognized agencies here that have done such tremendous work. Our state rep and our Senator Joyce Mason and Mariette Lee Allen, and again, Melinda Bush, who have done so much to lay the foundation for this to happen. Thank you for not forgetting the city of Zion, Waukegan, North Chicago, Winthrop Harbor, and Wadsworth in your efforts to rebuild Illinois. Thank you all for being here.